Welcome back, everyone. Aside from the Iranian missile strikes on US bases, we're learning that a Boeing 737 passenger plane has crashed in Iran with 176 passengers and crew on board. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky now confirms everyone has been killed in that crash. The Ukraine Airlines flight went down minutes after taking off from Tehran's International Airport early on Wednesday. Video from the scene shows the crash site ablaze with multiple fires and debris. Iranian reports say technical difficulties caused the plane to go down, though that has not been confirmed and there are no other details on that. Emergency crews continue on the scene. You can see clearly the charred debris strewn across the ground over a wide area. CNN aviation correspondent Richard Quest joins me now. What do you make of what we know, which is not much? What sorts of technical difficulties leap to mind?
You've got to start pulling this apart in the sense of parsing the different parts of flight. I'm not surprised at the amount of fire that there was after the plane came out of the sky. The flight had only been going for about 2 minutes. The plane supposedly was at about 7,800 feet, having just left Tehran airport when these technical difficulties caused it to crash. So the plane was just about, well, heavily fueled for a long flight in bad weather up to Kiev. And that would have certainly increased the fire that happened upon the crash. Now, the sort of technical difficulties that would overwhelm a crew at this point of flight. Remember, the plane has got in the air, so your initial most dangerous part, if you like, of takeoff has happened. The plane is flying. But for whatever reason, it does seem to be managing to climb. But then you get these technical difficulties. Some people say they saw an engine on fire. There's always a load of eyewitness reports, many of which usually prove to be at least misguided in understanding this. You're looking at an event, engine failure, engine fire, something like that, failure of some part of the aircraft that overwhelms the crew so that they can't put in place tried and tested measures that would be put in normally to save the aircraft. That's the sort of thing, Michael, that we're going to be looking at, the investigators will be looking at. The plane itself, let me just update you, it was a 737NG Next Generation 800. It was not a MAX, they're all grounded. It was only nearly 3.5 years old, virtually brand new. Ukraine Airlines, Ukraine International, has a good safety record. There's nothing that strikes out or shouts out from either the plane, the airline, so we'll be looking at the flight and the crew.
Yeah, it was interesting. Very quickly, I mean, from the video that we saw, it did appear that it looked like there was fire on the way down as well. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah, I haven't seen, but that certainly accords with what the eyewitnesses are saying. And then you're looking at an engine fire of some sort. Once you've got that, briefly, the issue is why it overwhelmed the crew. Because engine fires are well tried and tested for most flight crew on most airlines, and certainly they would have been here. They practice this sort of thing. So we'll be looking to see what extraneous events made that engine fire so critical that the plane was unable to stay in the air. All right, Richard Quest, good to have your expertise there, our aviation correspondent joining us from Beirut. Appreciate it, Richard. Thanks.